So, Mark, I've been working with you since we were both boys, I think.
That's right.
Yeah. So, from my perspective, as a dentist that has a particular interest in doing cosmetic cases, you always want to find a lab person that you can work with that you know who's doing your stuff every time you send it in. Because I've worked, way in the past, I worked with some big labs where I would send a case in and whoever happened to get it would be the person who did the work. And sometimes it was great and sometimes it wasn't. So the frustration of doing cosmetic dentistry is not having a consistent result. So finding a lab person that you trust their results and you know they're going to do your work every time is critical. And with Mark, you weren't by yourself. You were working with some other people when we first started working. And then I would just request Mark. I'd send the case in and say, I'd like Mark to do this, and Mark would do it. And I knew I'd get a great result. And then, it's been what? How long ago was it that you went off on your own? And it was just.
That's been about 13 years ago.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So then
14 years ago.
So then it wasn't Mark part of a big organization. It was Mark had his own deal. But the work has been consistent all through. And one of the things that Mark does for us that is becoming more and more difficult to find is feldspathic veneers, the kind that aren't pressed out of Emax, but they're actually hand stacked, and the colors and the translucency are fabulous. And so cases where we have teeth that are basically pretty strong, and we're just trying to optimize the color or shape, and the preparations are going to be fairly minimal, that's a wonderful service that you offer, is those feldspathic veneers. And there just aren't that many places, because more and more laboratories are trying to find techniques that they can do quickly and simply, and they can produce more volume. And a hand-layered feldspathic veneer is not something that you can do. That's a truly an artistic skill that you have to develop, and you can't do it fast. So, and Mark does that fabulous.
Yeah, fortunately, I took a course probably 30 plus years ago and learned some really good skills from an individual who started a very excellent lab in Beverly Hills. So he was working on a lot of celebrities and people that are on television, and just basically what I learned from him gave me a start, and I've been using that technique all these years. We've kind of gotten into more pressables for strength reasons. However, on minimal prepping, the feldspathic veneers are they blend in like a chameleon. You just don't even know there's a restoration there.
Right. And even the pressables, some people just press them out and that's it. But I know you customize those pressables. So for the anterior teeth, it's not just the pressed ceramic. You do quite a bit to customize it. What is it that you do?
Well, we do a cut back after they're pressed, and then we layer in, we can do some internal staining to match special effects that you might see in natural teeth, and we build porcelain to duplicate mamelons, and then we layer enamel over that, and they just look very, very natural.
Yeah, because you have different techniques for different situations, but the bottom line is they come out looking very much like natural teeth, which is fabulous. That's what we're looking for.
Well, thank you. And materials are always evolving and changing. However, the Emax material has been around for probably about 10 years plus now, and I've taken courses from some of the top technicians in the country and internationally, and that's kind of what it takes, because they're not always easy just to pick up a porcelain kit and just get started on it without working with someone who's really got it figured out.
Yeah, and that's one thing I appreciate about you too, is that you are a continual student.
Absolutely.
So it's not like, okay, I've got this technique and I got it now, I'm going to do that for the rest of my life. You're constantly taking training, and you're humble enough to admit that you don't know everything and that there's people you can learn from. which I think is fabulous, and that's, you know, I try to do the same thing myself, but,
Right.
but that is something that I really value and appreciate that you
Well,
do.
thank you. It's just been a great team effort all these years. I really love it.
Yeah.